All right, let's have a chat to one of the ladies who was part of that big protest today in Canberra. Jan Beer is her name. She's one of the people who was behind this Can the Plan movement. They had a big protest today. They'll do it again tomorrow. And remember, we're not talking here about the Extinction Rebellion sooks. We're not talking about the people who love a protest. We're talking about people who are so moved, so annoyed, so PO'd that they downed tools and came to Canberra to make their point. They got to meet with relevant ministers today.
It has taken us so many years to make the media take notice so that we can get it across to the general public and particularly people in the city. But we also needed to put pressure on the federal politicians to acknowledge that there are so many faults in the Basin Plan.
Jan, look, you and the people that are there are no sooks. You're normal people. And what did it take to, well, not convince, but what did it take to get everyone to take the day off today and to put such effort to turning up?
We had an absolutely massive response from people from Stanthorpe in Queensland, Walgett, Narrabeen, Cobar, Mildura, Sunraysia, all up the Southern Murray into northern Victoria and the Goulburn Valley. It was an incredible response. I would say there would be 4,000 to 5,000 people there, and we had in excess of 100 trucks. That shows you people are incredibly worried about their future.
Yeah, well, let's be straight. I mean, when we talk about a government with a one-seat majority, always the political calculation is about Western Sydney, suburban Brisbane. Well, if the National Party loses a couple of seats, well, there goes government. And we've seen in the New South Wales election that the National Party will lose seats if they don't do what people want to shooters, fishers and farmers.
That's exactly right. And people out there are so very angry. And that could be seen today when the federal police allowed us to march over the road up towards the pond in front of Parliament, but they were not allowed to go to the front door of Parliament House. Well, people took it into their own hands and en masse they charged forward to in front of Parliament House and were chanting, "Can the Plan." They were so angry, people didn't care whether they got arrested. These are people who have lost farms, they've lost members of their family due to these policies, they're losing their livelihoods. Dairy farmers in particular are going down the drain. We will not have a milk industry in Australia very soon.
So we've been told that the government is going to meet with you. Has that happened, or when does that happen? When do you get to talk to some people who at least might be able to think about changing this?
Yes, we had about an hour's meeting, a delegation of 4 people, including myself, this afternoon with Minister Littleproud and Minister Lay. What did we get out of it? I'm sorry, I had steam coming out my ears. They continually passed the buck to state governments, saying they needed to do something. Well, I'm sorry, it was federal government that put this Basin Plan in place. It was federal government that put the MDBA in place. It was federal government that passed these defective policies, enshrined them in legislation before they even knew that this could work. And now we're seeing the result of it. So don't cop out, politicians, that we now pass the buck to state. Federal politicians can fix this if they want to. We wanted them today to say, stop the Basin Plan, review it. There is so much wrong with it on every level. We wanted them to give irrigators 1,000 gigalitres of conveyance water. On both accounts, we were told no.
So what's next? Obviously, you can keep marching on Parliament, but what do we do here? How do we make sure that this is an issue that isn't just a one-day wonder for the press gallery who want to move back on to bubble stuff?
Currently, we have another delegation in further discussions with Minister Littleproud. Whether something will come out of that late today, I do not know. I doubt it. But farmers are going to go away from here very angry still, realising that politicians are not acknowledging the hurt they're going through. And the general public, particularly people in cities, need to know family farms are the backbone of agriculture. They are the people who produce your wheat, your milk, your food you eat and drink every day. And unless they do something, our agricultural industry is going down the drain, and you will be importing food and milk from China and elsewhere, and you will not know that it's clean, green and safe anymore.
Yep, this is it. It's an issue that is not going to go away, and people like yourself, I can see the steam from a few hundred k's away. Good on you, Jan. Let's keep talking. We'll make sure that people have got all the information via Facebook, website and the rest of it, how to stay in touch, how to get into your newsletters, to be across what's going on. I appreciate it, and congratulations on what you did today. It was a really brave and important thing to do.
And thank you, Paul, for getting it out there.